All right. Hello, Paltalkers. Happy Thursday, and welcome to the In Touch Weekly Show. For everyone that is wondering where the sound was, we hadn't really started yet, so don't worry, it wasn't your computer. Hopefully you can hear me now. Can everyone hear me now? Let me hear if you can. Kissmaster is saying hottie time. All right, Kissmaster, we like that. Anyway, I'm your host, Dorothy Cascerceri. I'm the senior editor of In Touch Weekly. And if you've just tuned in, you're watching the In Touch Weekly Show, where we bring you the latest in celebrity news, gossip, and everything celebrity that you love and know, and maybe things that you don't know. Today we have the fabulous Allie. Now, do you go by Allie or Allison?
I answered her both.
Okay.
Whatever you
want. I've always called her Allie. Allie Lang. She's a friend of mine. She's a celebrity stylist. She has a lot of really interesting stories. She's going to tell us about her background. She's had a very unique job for the last how many years?
12 years.
12 years. She doesn't look that old though. She started when she was 10. That's all. That's all we're going to say, right?
I'm sticking by that.
She's only 22. So we're going to talk to Allie a little bit about what celebrities she's worked with. And Allie, actually, today is a very special day for her because it's 1 year until her wedding, and we have a little celebrity story about her wedding. You're never going to guess who suggested what song she should use for it. Anyway, in addition to our fabulous guest, Allie, we also have our other guest and co-host, the new issue of In Touch Weekly. You know I always bring you the latest news and gossip, and so we're going to talk today a little bit about Brangelina. We haven't talked about them in a while. We're not going to talk about Kardashians. I'm going to spare you Kardashians this week. It's all we've been talking about, and I think everybody needs a little break from Kim and Kris. We're also going to talk about some great fashion trends. Ladies out there, if you're looking to spruce up your wardrobe, we're going to hear what things are on celebrities lists. Men out there, if you're looking to buy some gifts for your ladies, which you should always be looking to do, by the way.
Absolutely.
Right? You better pay close attention because we're going to have some great ideas for you. Before we delve into the new issue of In Touch, tell us a little bit about your career so far and all the really, really cool things that you've done and the cool celebrities that you've worked with.
Thank you. It's definitely been a great adventure. I started off actually as a psychology major, which definitely doesn't, it's very helpful for sure in this industry.
Why do you say that? I know why, but tell the viewers why.
I like to call myself a fashionable therapist. I mean, a lot of people tend to think that they're one size, where indeed they're not. So I'm constantly, you're cutting tags out of clothing and letting people believe they're whatever size they tell you.
So that really does happen, because I've heard that some celebrities are so crazy about their weight that they demand that, say for example, if they fit into a size 6 jeans, which, by the way, is totally fine and doesn't make them heavy in any way, shape, or form. But they're kind of crazy and they want to believe that they fit into a size 4. So then the stylists, like you, behind the scenes, have to actually cut out the size 6 tag and put a size 4 tag in so that the celebrity believes that they're a size 4. That really does happen?
It does.
Oh my gosh, no, because I've heard other stories about this.
More often than you would actually believe.
Crazy.
And you know what? It's all psychological, because a size is a number, and there's so many different designers that cut, so different from each other. And it's okay. It's okay if you're a size 4 and all of a sudden you are wearing something that's a size 8. I mean, it's a number like anything else, and it's totally fine.
But it goes to show how crazy celebrities are.
Yeah.
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 I know that. I've been in this industry almost as long as you. We're both kind of veterans at this point, right?
Yeah, I think we met sort of at the same
exactly.
point of our career.
So when I met you, you were working on MTV, correct? You were working at MTV on TRL, correct?
Yes. I had gotten my job at MTV through my manicurist.
Oh.
I don't think I ever told you that.
Wow,
I know
okay.
we've hung out so many times, I don't think I've actually
The
ever
amount
told
of
you that.
networking that you can do, especially in New York City, but just in your own backyard, is phenomenal. I mean, it just goes to show you should always talk to everyone around you, because you never know.
And be nice.
And be nice.
And don't rob people.
Yeah, and don't steal my purse. Okay?
I'm letting you mine.
And my makeup, because you'll make me cry.
I'm going to have to get you a bag now. This is going to be on my list. My holiday present to you is going to be finding you a new handbag. And
thank you.
And we'll have your boyfriend work on the phone and all the other stuff.
He'll just take his credit card information. Anyway. So the manicurist gave you the lead.
I was going into my senior year in college. Communications and psychology were my dual majors. And I've always loved fashion. My mother has worked in fashion for years. She doesn't anymore. And I grew up around it. And it was just so much fun to me. I actually never associated a job with being fun. I was like, you have to be behind a desk or listen to people's problems all day. And I was fortunate enough to fall into a position that I actually, after 12 years, I'm still having fun. And it's
not
cool.
A lot of people can say that.
I know.
Not a lot of people can say that about their job, so props to you. That's amazing. And there are so many people out there that love fashion and that want to go down the path that you've gone down and become a stylist, especially to work with celebrities and that sort of thing. What would be your advice for them?
Intern.
Yes.
Intern and work for free. I did it. My interns have done it. My assistant now, she's been with me for 5 years. She interned for me at MTV. And it's just a great way to get your foot in the door. And if you love it, don't leave. That was the advice. I mean, don't be a stalker, but don't be crazy. But if you like it, just try to absorb it, try to learn, and try to get as much hands-on work. I don't care if you're, working till 2 in the morning or 3 in the morning and you're doing it for free. I know it sounds, brutal, but I did it, and, you kind of just have to suck it up and bite your lip and just do whatever you can to try to get more experience.
I remember those days of interning without being paid. Oh man, I interned at People magazine when I was in college, and that's really how I got involved in celebrity news. Before that, and that was unpaid, before that I interned at the Legal Times. I know I don't really look like somebody that would work for a legal publication.
Elwoods.
But yeah, exactly. Elwoods to the max. I think I was Elwoods before even that movie came out. But that was a great experience too. And then I also worked at a local ABC affiliate in Philadelphia, WPVI, ABC Channel 6, which is where I'm from, and learned about the whole production system and that sort of thing. And that's where my dream of being on camera started.
Yay.
So yeah, I remember the days of interning for no money and working long hours and having to make copies and get coffee and
running around in stilettos and still being like, these shoes don't hurt.
Right.
I'm gonna walk 5 avenues and 92 blocks and carry this shirt to the tailor.
But you gotta do what you gotta do.
You do.
So tell the viewers a little bit about some shows that you've worked on in your career that they might know of.
Well, being that I was at MTV for so long, I worked on the Video Music Awards, the Movie Awards, any live programming from TRL to Direct Effect to traveling like crazy and shooting out in the Hamptons when we had our beach house out there, and then shooting the next day in New York, and then flying up to LA. I mean, there was times where I was traveling for many months at a time with MTV, just doing all their live programming. For MTV2, I had started their wardrobe department.
Oh, wow.
So I did something that was called MTV 360, where at the time I was dressing DJ Clue. And DJ Clue and Alani Vasquez, who's now married to Carmelo Anthony.
Yes.
And they were both part of that MTV 360 group. So they were on both MTV2 and as well they were on MTV. So I was traveling with them. So regardless of whatever they were doing, I was doing. So whether we were in LA for 24 hours or Puerto Rico at the Hip Hop Summit or Jamaica for the Reggae Awards, like we were kind of just traveling like crazy all over the place, and I was making sure that they looked good. If
they didn't have you, they would have to be doing everything in sweatpants or nothing at all.
Oh, totally.
Basically.
Yeah.
So they really relied on you. Now Lala has her own show now.
She does on at VH1. I
think so. I think so. And do you still keep in touch with her? Are you still friendly since you work so close with her?
Every so often, yeah.
That's
we'll
nice.
reach out to each other.
That's really nice.
Yeah, she's a great girl.
Okay, great. And let's talk a little bit before we delve into some of the In Touch Weekly. Let's talk about some celebrities that you've worked with, and kind of some of your experiences, because people love hearing the inside scoop. And by the way, if anybody wants to ask any questions, some shows we get a ton of questions, more than we can even answer, a ton of callers. Other shows, everyone kind of sits back and relaxes. And listen, that's fine too. We'll do all the work for you. We're the chatterboxes. But if you do have questions, don't be shy, don't be afraid. We'd love to answer them. So any celebrities that you've worked with, give us some cool anecdotes.
Okay, let's see. Well, I've worked with models such as Brooklyn Decker.
Okay.
I did a series with her where, for the red carpet for when she was promoting her cover for the Sports Illustrated issue that she was on.
And now she's not just a model, now she's an actress.
Yeah, and she's a great actress.
Right?
She's adorable.
She's married to Andy Roddick, and she was in that movie with Adam Sandler and Jen Aniston, correct?
Yeah,
just go with it?
Yeah, which she did a great job. And
she had that sexy coming out of the water moment in her canary yellow bikini. Yeah, she looks good. Where nothing's really jiggling. Well, some things are jiggling, but like in the right places. Men, I know you know what I'm talking about here. Okay, Brooklyn Decker. And you also mentioned recently you had an interesting encounter with a celebrity who suggested your wedding song.
Yes, I was doing a shoot. It was actually with Sting.
Sting.
Which was pretty cool. It was very surreal. He's awesome and a fantastic musician, but as well just a really nice, good person. So it was with Sting and Vince Gill.
Oh, wow.
And it's going to air. It's on the Country Music Channel. It was something called Crossroads, where they were singing each other's songs together, and it was amazing. And they were singing this song, and I never heard the song before in my entire life. And even though I dress a lot of celebrities, sometimes, you don't know every single song.
Of course.
And with TRL, I mean, I think it would keep me a little bit more current, because I'm like, oh, NSYNC or whatever, and all those boy bands. Where now I'm like, oh, cool, like, I love music, but I don't know every song. So I'm listening to this song, and it was amazing. So after, in the dressing room, I'm talking to the two of them, and I'm like, oh my god, this song was incredible. So they start telling me that it's a song. It was called it was by the Everly Brothers.
Okay.
And they started doing a little duo for me back there, a little private duo.
Private performance. I mean, we have a VIP on the couch this week, people.
And it was incredible, and it gave me goosebumps. And I just got engaged, and they knew that because we were talking about it beforehand. And literally, they're like, I can see that this gave you goosebumps. Sting's like, this is your wedding song, and it was called Let It Be Me by the Everly Brothers, and it was amazing. And they actually they had me call my fiance and invite him to come to the performance.
Oh my gosh.
So he came, and when I was backstage, because obviously I was getting them changed in between performances, and when the song came on, I texted him, I'm like, this is the song, and he texted me back, and he's like, I think it is.
Oh.
So we don't know, but I feel like you sort of, how do you say no to something Sting picked out?
Well, maybe you need to, get back in touch with them and put out the stipulation that you'll have it as your wedding song as long as Sting and Vince Gill go to your wedding and perform it live
Absolutely,
there.
right?
I mean, then you can't say no. If they say yes to that, you definitely can't say no to having the song. But that's great.
Yeah, so it was an amazing experience. First of all, to work with them was fantastic, and I look forward to doing it again.
Absolutely.
But also for him to pick out a song that from such a special moment that was going on in my life, it was special.
I love that. Well, you guys are such a cute couple, and I can't believe it's 1 year to your wedding. It's going to fly by like that. Speaking of another cute couple who actually is not so cute this week, we have not talked very much about Angelina and Brad. And so before we talk more about what you do, I really do want to talk a little bit about the story that's in this week's issue about Brad and Angelina. So, Brad Pitt has been under some fire lately. He said some really hurtful things about Jen Aniston. He kind of took a few digs about when they were together and what his life was like, and kind of implying that he really wasn't that happy at the time. I mean, look, as a woman, that's hurtful. Okay?
Absolutely.
If it was true or not, fine. But either way, it was hurtful. A lot of women, I think, were very much turned off by Brad. And now we're finding out this week, in this week's issue of In Touch, that another woman who's very turned off by him is Angelina Jolie. This has nothing to do with Jennifer Aniston, by the way. If you think Angelina Jolie is going to care that Brad disses her, you got another thing coming. Okay? But basically, Brad has been filming this new movie, World War Z, and sources tell In Touch that Angelina flew into an absolute rage after he caught Brad looking at photos online of his sexy co-star. The co-star's name is Katya Bokor.
Nice name.
Up and comer. With the name Katya, this girl's got to be beautiful. Okay, and she is beautiful, blonde. Not like blonde has anything to do with being beautiful, but whatever. And she is a little hottie. And so a source tells In Touch that Brad's parents and his brother Doug were visiting, and they were out in the garden playing with the kids, and Angelina came in and saw Brad on his laptop looking at photos of Katya in a black lace bra and panties.
Oh, jeez.
Busted!
I can see how beautiful she is.
Yeah, I think this is the girl here, and she's actually in a bra in this picture.
Oh, jeez.
Guys, if you have a zoom, angle on your computer, this is when you want to use that. But either way, Angelina freaked out on Brad and was yelling at him. Obviously, Angelina knows that his co-star might just snatch him up. Because look what happened between Angelina and Brad. They were co-stars of Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Brad was married at the time, and Angelina was that woman. and she went in there and she grabbed Brad and stole him away. So she's obviously paranoid for good reason that maybe somebody else will steal him away. He clicked with Diane Kruger. They were in a movie recently. Sorry, Inglourious Basterds. That wasn't too recent. But also, there's a lookalike named Molly Levi, who's an Israeli-born model and actress, who was also originally cast in World War Z. And then there was a Moneyball extra, Amanda Gist. Anyway, guys, you got to check out this issue because these chicks are hot, and Angelina better watch out because these girls are a threat.
And what comes around goes around. I mean,
yep.
if you've done it, you can't really think it's not going to happen to you.
Yep, exactly. And actually somebody else just said that too. D Lady, you're right. What goes around comes around. LOL, they thought about that the same time that you did. And it's true because karma and lady or mister who stole my purse and broke my sister's car window, talking to you.
Absolutely.
Karma is a bitch. Anyway, so that's what's going on with Brad and Angelina. Also, I wanted to quickly update you about Jennifer Hudson. You know, she's been through a really difficult time. She had her mother, brother, and nephew all killed in 2000. Sorry, she didn't have them killed, I'm sorry. But they were all killed in 2008, and she had to deal with the heartbreak and the pain that came along with that. I mean, to lose so many family members at once. And then she lost something like 120 pounds. She's down to like a size 2 now, and she looks fantastic. I was backstage with her at the Wendy Williams show recently, and I was just so impressed.
Amazing. I think she's the new face of Weight Watchers.
Exactly,
right?
exactly. She has that song. I won't sing, but you know what song I'm talking about. Anyway, sources are telling us that she's calling it quits with her 31-year-old fiance.
Oh,
they've been engaged. Everyone's been wondering when the wedding's happening. Source says she's done with him. They don't want the same things in life. I was sad to hear this.
Yeah, I mean that she has a baby, you know.
Right, they have a little baby together. He's 2 years old, so I guess he's not really a baby anymore. But David Jr. and he's cute.
So cute.
He's really cute, and it's sad. So I'm sad to hear that, but I wanted to kind of, you know, communicate that along to everybody else and see kind of what their thoughts were.
And she's such a nice girl. I had met her also backstage. I was doing the Nickelodeon Awards, and she had performed. She's just nice.
She is.
She really is.
Now, can you talk a little bit about, you don't have to say the celebrity's name if you don't want to, or if you want to, you can too. But can you talk about maybe one of your most horrible experiences with a celebrity? Because everyone always asks me that question, and truth be told, I've only had a few that weren't super horrible, but most of the time they're sweet.
I'm gonna leave all names out,
yes,
just
okay.
to be professional.
That's fine.
But
that's fine.
I mean, I think coming from a stylist standpoint, I'm making people feel good about themselves. I'm getting them clothing. I think all in all, I've had a couple of experiences where I'm like, are you kidding me? Like that where I'm like, I might have to quit my job. Like, I don't know.
What are they doing? That's so infuriating.
You know, girls PMS, obviously. I mean, it's a known thing. So sometimes, you know, if you're on the road and you're traveling a lot and someone starts to PMS and then they try clothes on and they've gained, like, God knows how much weight since your last fitting. And they're totally bloated. And you're just like...
They're in a bad mood.
I mean, the grossest thing someone has ever done is actually changed a tampon in a dressing room in front of me, and I think that was when I was much younger, and at that point I was actually an intern, and I was like, I don't think that styling is for me.
Yeah.
I was like in the corner like, please tell me this is not real.
I mean, celebrities, mind your manners.
Yeah.
Ladies, mind your manners.
But
that's crazy.
But all in all, I think I've been blessed to work with some really fantastic people.
And who would you say would be kind of your favorite, if you could say?
I loved working with the Foo Fighters. Dave Grohl is just really an amazing person, and Taylor and the whole band is super sweet. And actually, this was going back a couple of years ago. I was locked in a studio with them for a show. It was a 24-hour live show, and these guys had just gotten back from China, so they were, you know, obviously in a completely different time frame. The fact that they still like kept it together, kept it cool. I mean, we actually took naps in between segments, and even naps on camera because it was live for 24 hours. And they actually had like a little outside studio where these guys would be able to like go outside and, you know, just get fresh air and smoke a cigarette. And I think it was Courtney Love and the Foo Fighters were the two people that only survived this like 24-hour show.
Oh, wow.
I don't think any other celebrity actually was able to or wanted to do it.
Wait, Courtney Love survived?
Courtney
24
Love
hours
survived.
of staying
I
awake?
wasn't on set that day.
Why doesn't that surprise me? Courtney, you're a hot mess, okay? Of course you're going to survive staying awake 24 hours straight.
I actually saw her in the West Village the other day. I've never worked with her before. But I saw her on the walking on the street in the West Village the other day,
neighborhood.
Cursing someone. I'm like, that's awesome. Like, what the? It was perfect.
Wow.
I remember I called my mom and I'm like, guess what? It was so funny to you know, not that it's untypical.
Yeah,
to see
of course,
cursing.
of course. I'm just reading some of these comments that are coming in, but I'm going to keep them to myself for right now.
Yeah,
but that's really funny. Wow. So now I'm surprised that you said Foo Fighters, because I was surprised that you said working with a guy celebrity was better than working with a girl. I would think working with a girl would be a lot more fun. Sorry, guys, I don't mean to be making a sexist comment, but I'm just saying in terms of women's wardrobe, there's a lot more options and opportunities, but no?
I mean, I'm honestly, I'm not, I don't have an opinion either way as far as that goes. I have a lot of female clients that I love working with. I'm working with Paula Garcias right now, who is in Harold and Kumar 3, which just hit the theaters last weekend.
Right.
So
she has a fashion show? Is that what you're working?
She has a show, on Telemundo, which is called The Look, which is kind of like House of Style, but it's bilingual.
So it's all about fashion.
So yeah, fashion, lots of trends.
Great.
There's a makeover series on the show. It's a fun show. It's such a pleasure actually working on it. And then she's in a movie.
Right, in Harold and Kumar.
Yeah.
Wow.
So a couple of movies.
Well, speaking of fashion, we're going to really quick move into that direction because I know it's hard to believe, but we don't really have a lot of time left. It flies by.
It does fly by.
Yeah, it's crazy. When I first heard that I was going to be doing a 30-minute show here on Paltalk, I was ecstatic. But I was also thinking to myself, I know I can talk, but for 30 minutes, it's tough, but it just flies right by. And even like now, we didn't even, get anybody asking any questions, but it still goes so fast. So moving on really quick to fashion, I want to talk about the trend report in Touch Weekly this week, because I'm on the fence about this one, I have to say. Oh, wow. Oh, wait, first I have to say, I just realized that Diane Kruger is wearing my belt in this picture.
Oh,
I don't know if anybody can see my belt. I mean, mine is elastic, hers is probably leather, but either way, mine's gray. Hers is black, right?
Nice.
Same exact belt.
Come on.
Diane Kruger inspired fashion.
She looks cute.
She looks adorable. So we're seeing a lot of celebrities in secretary chic look. And you're wondering what that means. And basically we're seeing the bow front blouse and we're seeing skirts. Actually, it's kind of similar to this skirt that you're wearing. This is very much, I think, secretary chic.
Absolutely.
If your shirt had a bow on it, I would say it would also qualify. We have Abby Cornish, Kourtney Kardashian, Olivia Palermo. Olivia Palermo always makes the cut in every single fashion article and spread, and yet I don't even know what she's doing lately. I haven't heard of her actually doing anything other than just being photographed in awesome clothes. And P.S., I've met her before. I've sat next to her at the Ports 1961, is that it? Yeah, Ports 1961 fashion show during Fashion Week, and she's awesome, and she's very stylish and very creative.
Such great style.
And she's been able to keep relevant only based on what she wears, and I like that about her. But I don't know what I'm thinking exactly about this secretary look. It's kind of like a lot of plaids and checkers. I like it, but this to me is, now for you, you're a stylist, so I would think this is something that you would put together for yourself. I might be nervous because I might think to myself, ooh, this is a little bit outside my comfort zone, are people gonna look at me funny? So maybe what I would do is I would take a skirt that is this kind of skirt, but maybe just in a solid, like a black,
tone it down.
and then do something up top with a cute shirt and maybe just kind of ease my way into it.
Yeah, and some of these looks, like I think she looks adorable. I'm not a fan of all of them. So, I mean, there's ways of course, doing it the right way and doing it the wrong way.
Right.
There's a combination going on there. But it is a really big trend.
It's
a big trend that's actually falling into 2012, 2013. It's something that's kind of sticking around for a little while.
I know, I love it. Now, Allie, tell us a little bit about what other trends we can be expecting, that are going to be really big for the holiday season, really big for next year. What should people start thinking about putting in their closets?
There's lots of leather.
Okay.
Hence the leather skirt. But
yeah, I don't know if anybody can see this amazing leather skirt that Allie's wearing, but it's just, oh, I love it. It's so decadent. So leather is a big thing.
Leather, skirts, short, long.
So it's really leather kind of in unexpected places. Not necessarily like just the typical leather jacket?
Yeah, or not the typical leather legging or jean and stuff like that. But yeah, like ballroom skirts. I mean, even leather is becoming something that's a little bit more formal now. I mean, there are a couple of designers the past few seasons have been coming out with like these leather creations where you're like, really, leather for black tie? I would never think about it. But actually, they're just putting leather in a lot of unique ways.
I like that.
It's
I
cool.
like that a lot.
It's a little bit of a twist.
Right. And also the thing that I like about a leather skirt, especially this length, is that the skirt itself, the silhouette, is so feminine and so girly and kind of like a pretty silhouette, but then the leather kind of gives it that extra, like, you know,
rocker,
like tough girl, you know, look. I like that a lot. So, folks, we're just about out of time. Thank you so much for joining us today here at the In Touch Weekly show. I'm Dorothy Cascerceri, the senior editor of In Touch Weekly and the host of the show, here with my fabulous guest, Allie Lang, celebrity stylist. You can follow me on Twitter at Dorothy Lauren and also In Touch Weekly at In Touch Weekly. And of course, check out all the latest in the magazine on our website, www.intouchweekly.com, and on my Facebook, facebook.com/Dorothy with 2 O's TV page. And is there anywhere that we can check out your celebrity stuff that you're doing?
You can go to AlisonLangStyle.com, and also LookLab.com is I can answer any style questions.
Oh, LookLab.com. Any style questions. Perfect. We love it. All right, well, folks, thank you so much. It's 3 p.m. now, so we have to say goodbye. But tune in next week. We will be right back here at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time.